Hi and welcome to the list of top 5 situations when camera manufacturers tried and often succeeded to make us look like fools. In 2014, Nikon announced development of free cameras with so-called 1-inch sensor, but it was the first one, DL 18-50, that raised quite a few eyebrows. It was supposed to be the first compact camera ever with a truly wide-angle lens ranging from 18 all the way to 50mm equivalent. A dream comes true for every travel and street photographer that loves to shoot wide-angle while carrying only a pocket camera. Anyway, after they got us all excited like a teenage girl about to meet Justin Bieber, cameras were delayed. And then once more. And for a third time. Finally, a year later, Nikon decided to cancel entire DL line. Instead, they moved the funds into another project and soon released Nikon Key Mission Action Cam. Samsung was amongst the first manufacturers to join mirrorless market, starting with the NX10 back in 2010. After that they had some more and some less interesting products, but finally released NX1 in 2014, which was their idea of a professional mirrorless camera. Here's a quick glance at specifications. 28 megapixels on APS-C sensors, which is more than any other camera even today. 4K video both DCI and UHD, Full HD 120 FPS slow motion, uncompressed 4K HDMI output in 4x2x2 colors, 15 APS burst in RAW, and also had a bunch of other features uncommon for that time. In fact, these specifications look impressive even today in 2018. Also, a solid lens system was slowly developing and all of it looked promising. So it was quite a surprise when Samsung announced they are pulling out of camera business. Anyone who invested in their gear to that point surely felt disappointed. It's a shame, since they had a good thing rolling and we consumers ended up with one less option on the market. It started all so well with 5D Mark II, which is the single camera to revolutionize video recording by bringing full-frame, Full HD video to masses. But the story pretty much ends there. None of the cameras after 5D Mark II had a major impact on the video market. Actually, if there wasn't Magic Lantern, even the Mark II wouldn't be such a success. Canon is a company known for crippling its products in order to force consumers to buy a more expensive model. Do you want Zebra or Peking? Buy EOS Cinema. Want unlimited recording time? Buy EOS Cinema. Want 4K or slow motion? Buy EOS Cinema. Actually, they have given us 4K in 5D Mark IV, but with terrible MJPEG 500 megabits codec and 1.64x crop. Same thing again in EOS M50. 4K video has 1.7 crop on top of 1.6 APS-C sensor size crop, significantly softer video compared to Full HD, and on top of all that, dual pixel is disabled in 4K video. How many of you remember EOS 50D from 2008? That camera couldn't record video, but at one point someone opened the camera and found out it has microphone holes on the inside, which weren't drilled all the way through, and of course there is no microphone attached. Soon Magic Lantern developed firmware which enabled video recording and proved it is capable of doing so. 50D was announced just a month before 5D Mark II, and it is obvious it was developed to record video, but the feature was left out in final phase in order to sell more 5D Mark IIs. What Canon seems to fail to understand is that when someone with limited budget wants certain video features, he will not overspend and buy several $1,000s or euros worth EOS Cinema camera. Instead, there are Panasonic, Sony and now even Olympus that offer competitive 4K video with all the essential features at as low as 500 euros, which is what I paid for my Panasonic GX80. Finally, every half-decent smartphone records 4K these days. When Olympus released 12mm prime lens, at first it was available only in silver, but pretty much everyone wanted a black version. So a year later, Olympus made it. Identical optics, identical materials, identical focus speed. Just approximately $300 more expensive. For what? Black paint and that limited edition inscription. It took further 2 years for Olympus to offer black version at the same price as the silver one, just without limited edition inscription. Finally, at number 1 of my list is Nikon D600, which was the first, let's call it affordable full-frame camera on the market. It had a bright feature ahead of it, but soon turned out to be one of the largest disappointments in history of digital cameras. It had badly designed shutter mechanism which splashed dust and oil spots on the sensor. Nikon could have solved the problem easily by admitting error, apologizing, replacing shutter mechanism or entire cameras. Instead, they behaved like an utmost prick. It took a long time both for Nikon and dealer network to admit the error and offer free replacements or refunds. At first they cleaned sensors, only for the customer to return the day after, since just a few dozen shots would get the sensor dirty again. A year after D600 introduction, Nikon released D610 with almost identical specs but entirely new shutter mechanism which was dust-free. But what irritated people the most is the fact there wasn't a single word about the update dust-free shutter in official release, like the entire problem did not exist. Instead, Nikon said the new shutter is here for the sole reason to enable faster burst shooting compared to D600. 6 instead of 5.5 frames per second. I think this entire D600 fiasco should be taught in PR classes in business schools as an example how not to handle a defective product. That's it for this video, but I am expecting more disappointments. Let me know in the comments if you agree or if you think I missed something. Like, subscribe and thanks for watching.